All right, everybody. Yo, this your boy Trey. Again, we are back with another interview, another person here, man, that I think y'all are really gonna love. And if you like the car Mercedes, then you definitely gonna love her. But with that said, man, I would just want to thank y'all again for always tuning in and the support. Let me start there. Because I definitely see that y'all have been hungry for it. I see the views on YouTube going up. I get the comments, I get the messages, I get all of you guys always telling me, or you continuously telling me to keep bringing the content, keep doing this. I'm inspired. Y'all may see a snippet of an interview I just did, and y'all just like, hey, more of this, or I love this. So again, thank y'all for that support first and foremost. Also, with that said, man, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Share the video, man. Comment below if you want to see someone else, or if you yourself hit me up, want to do an interview or things of that nature. But with that said, again, like I said, if you love the car Mercedes, then you will love this person because her name is Mercedes. Mercedes, how are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
I am doing good. I'm doing good. We ain't gonna even act like we haven't been cracking up. We've been cracking up before I even press record. And I had to keep my composure because I'm the host. So she can laugh, but I'm sitting there, I can't give her stuff because she gonna be throwing me off. So but with that said, no, you all good. You all good. But with that said, that's why I do what I do, because I love being informal with these interviews, Mercedes. So please keep laughing. Again, her hands get a little sweaty, so we may do a check-in every now and then. But I told you, this is informal. I don't care. We're going all in. We're going all in. But Mercedes, thank you for being here today. Thank you for your amazing smile, because that smile is, I think, something that many people will be able to resonate with immediately. But with that said, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and where'd you grow up? And yeah, a little bit about you.
So that's a loaded question.
Loaded.
Terry Brad. I was born in New Orleans, bank in Marrero, but my family is from the U.S. Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands. So I spent summers down there and in New Orleans, amongst other places. Yeah. But the majority of them there, and then also in here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You said you were a military brat. So
yes.
Both parents, or
your dad?
Your dad was an army.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So again, I've had a few people on here that I've interviewed who were military brats as well. Growing up in a house, a military home, how was that in regards to, I guess, just the upbringing? Do you feel like your dad was always tough on you because of it? Do you feel like he made you tough in a sense from that?
My dad actually wasn't as disciplinary. Like, he wasn't really the disciplinary. It was more of my mom, because she was there more. He was always deployed, especially during my middle and high school years. Gotcha. That's when the war broke out. He was already overseas, so he was gone a lot. So he wasn't like tough on me. I knew better, but I knew what boundaries not to cross, but it wasn't like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Because it was still my daddy.
Right, exactly. So you still had that love there, that kind of in the sense, but your mom kind of kept you grounded, kept the house grounded.
Yes.
While you also, were you a daddy girl? You seem like you were probably a daddy's girl.
I'm both.
Both. Okay. Okay. What about the aspect of moving around a lot? Because that's something too I hear a lot when it comes to
I did move a lot. That was hard as far as like keeping friendships over the years. But as far as moving, I love traveling. We always travel, even to go visit our family, because we have to fly to go see them. Okay. Like my grandparents and everything was still in the islands.
Wow.
We'd go see them, and my aunt, she was still in Louisiana. She's still in Louisiana. So we would drive all over the place.
Wow.
Fortunately, we didn't get to go overseas, but we States.
Yeah. And because that's something too I hear a lot too, is the overseas stay, or people being born from overseas, Germany and all these different places, but then coming back here. But you never got to experience that.
No.
Dang. That's I'm right here with you then, because
it's okay, because my family's from the Virgin Islands, so I got to and see my family on the beach.
Exactly. And that's something a lot of people can't say either. So You know,
Right.
I've been down south for most of my life, so all I know is, you know, Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And in some sense, I feel like I gotta escape the South. You know what I mean? I know we did, but I feel like I gotta. I've been down here for so long, but
Just catch a flight.
yeah, just catch a flight. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. But I appreciate that. And that just gives us a little bit about yourself. What about in terms of what you do? I'm not sure if you're still in college, maybe you're studying or doing something of that nature.
So
Yeah.
I am a personal trainer right now,
Okay.
and I was in allergy. So I did allergy tech, medical assisting, phlebotomy, like all of that. But I am going back to school in the fall so I can keep pursuing becoming an OBGYN. So I'll be doing that because I love like all of women's care and babies.
Wow. So you kind of encapsulate the aspect of the human body. You love to, in some sense, involve yourself in any aspect of it.
Yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What about personal training? What, I guess, like in some sense, what, because that's what you're doing. That's solely what you're doing now.
Solely. Mm-hmm.
So then what made you, because again, you hear that being a side hustle a lot of times, but what made you kind of go into personal training and allow, like, what made you want to make that your sole sense or provision of income?
So it was more of a God thing for me.
You said a guy thing?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I was working in allergy. I was working in Nashville. So I was before I was still I was training during that time. Before that, I transformed myself twice. So I taught myself along the way.
Yeah.
So when I started training, I didn't have any like certification or taught. I just naturally knew.
Yeah.
And I've done it, so long. And for myself, I can look at people and I can see what needs to be done or, like how their body's going to look like before they,
wow.
But I kept always hearing like, it's time to just go full on. And then also I have 2 kids and their dad's in the military. So having to commute and not knowing, if an emergency comes up, am I going to be able to go get them? Because it's not a lot of support. My parents are now back in the islands. I have my siblings up here, and that was another thing. I was my sister's guardian while she was in high school. I had my kids, so I had a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
Well, and I was just doing all of it. So I would work. I would drive an hour, and then I would drive back an hour, and then I'd have the kids, and then I would train, or I would train late at night, and just doing all of that. And I was just like, something. And luckily, like I pulled the trigger in October, right before the pandemic. Like, like everything happened. And then my business boomed during the pandemic. Like I got more people, and like I didn't go without during the whole, without needing to ask for help or just kind of came, and I virtual trained and I did training. And then, when the gyms closed down, I was still open. I was doing COVID, procedures, or I'm only taking in one person at a time and just different things like that. So I had that going as well. So
wow, that right there. First off, hats off to you for that. Being able to sustain yourself and your business throughout the pandemic. I would say first and foremost, that was one of the hardest, and that is one of the most hardest things I think most people had to do. A lot of businesses, flatlined or went out of business because of the pandemic. But you're saying that the pandemic not only did your business start to take off before, it boomed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Like, if you don't mind, and for myself and for other PTs as well, what advice would you give, or what would you say help that aspect of the boom? Like, what exactly did you do that helped?
like I said, it's a God thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Prayer,
Yeah.
is the biggest thing because like I said before when I was talking to you, I'm not really big on marketing. I dabble here and there, but again, for me, Facebook is more of a community. Yeah. So I get more referrals and feedback on Facebook than I do any other platform.
Wow.
So, and then knowing the community, I'm also like, I know a lot of people that are areas, and I would say character. Like, I've known some of these people can vouch for me from when I was a kid.
Wow.
You know, like they knew me like in middle school or high school, or my teachers, or, you know, different, you know, family, friends, different people. And so they trust me already. And then once people trust you, which is where people always are like, you need to talk more in your videos, you need to talk more. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk. But thank God that, you know, I'm in front of people. When I'm with people, I talk. I love to talk and I love to listen. So like my training style is more, I'm kind of like a therapist, but I'm not a licensed therapist. So like people, you know, tell me what's going on with them and their problems and different things. I'm able to, you know, give them feedback and also help them on their fitness journey with that. Because a lot of those things affect their weight loss and their goals and how they continue day to day being able to push through and get what they need to get done in order to reach their goals. So just praying, having good character, and having people that are, once you do the work correctly, like it'll do the work for you. So I can talk to people, they'll work with me on results and themselves. Like if I put something out, I don't have to ask anybody to share anything for me. I never asked anybody to share anything for me. They share it on their own.
Right.
Because they trust me and they believe what I'm doing. So it just flows.
You mentioned character. I did want to dive in on that as well. I was also trying to write down another question I had because a whole bunch of questions flooded in my head as you were talking. But I did want to go back to the aspect of character. You mentioned that in regards to training and that being a part of the success of your business. What aspects of character would you say have played the biggest on your PT?
So for me, working, so I worked different jobs like throughout my adulthood. And the main thing is customer service. So for me, it's always having a smile, being nice, even when people aren't, you know, so nice to you, like being professional. Don't always be over emotional and going off what you first think. Actually listening to people, understanding, because some people are really having a bad day, something has triggered them. So if they're having a bad day and you're like, you know, like whatever you're feeling and you don't know what's going on, like you can affect your whole thing. And that's like, that's major. If you're out of whack and you have an attitude or you're not a good listener, like it's not going to work, because who's going to want to work with you? You know what I'm saying? It's not like you have to, anything we do, no one has to really come to you. They have options.
True.
So if you have a nasty attitude, your customer service sucks, people speak bad about you. Like I personally know people that they feel like, oh, I know this and this is my knowledge and people should come to me, and their attitude sucks. Don't care about what they're doing. They just doing it because, and like people can feel that from you.
People can feel that.
So I'll talk to people, right. And I'll talk to people and I'll mention somebody's name and they're like, oh my God, I can't stand that person. Oh my God, I can't, you know, and when you're getting reviews like that back to back, you know, from different people, like it's wild.
Yep.
So it's really, you know, how you make people feel, you know, their experience with you, like everything's going to be an experience, whether you in this business and any business really, you're serving others and you're serving the community. You never know who's who, or who is going to come to you later, or who's going to need something, or what you need from someone else. You just never know.
Never know.
Like, treat everybody with respect, kindness, do what you're supposed to do, and do it the right way. So,
like I said, so many thoughts and things are just flooding in my head as you're talking, because again, we're both very similar in that we both have a brand, we both have a business that we're trying to grow and we want to grow. But you mentioned one thing that I always say, or at least try to tell myself: I'm a servant to others. I'm a servant to others. What you're doing, the reason I do this is because I want to put out content that'll help others. Like, you want to benefit people. And it's funny how when you give, you end up receiving just as much, if not more, in return. You know what I'm saying? So you saying what you just said, it resonated with me, listening to it, because you're right. It's literally that concept of serving, being kind, listening. I have a client now that I actually had to check in with her just before we got on, and we were just talking, and her numbers went up because, she probably wasn't doing what she was doing, kind of being in the calorie surplus, things of this nature, just struggling. And, nutrition is one of the things she struggled the most with, because, you can work out all day, but if you ain't burning it, it ain't gonna go nowhere. But yeah, exactly. You can't out train it. You said you had a TikTok on that, didn't you? Did you do that?
Probably.
Yeah, I think I saw a TikTok. Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure it was you, but it was those exact words. You can't out train a bad diet. And so this is actually a question I want to know. How do you, because you, like you said, you're like an uncertified therapist, and that's how I feel sometimes. How do you balance your personal life and your personal training? You know what I'm saying? Like, how in a sense can you compartmentalize that and then go back to doing what you're doing, or at least keep your emotions out of it? What helps?
In every part of my life, no matter what I was doing, I always was a therapist. People come to me and they always, release whatever they got going on. They're comfortable talking to me. So whether I was at a bank, they would sit down in the chair and they would just all their business. And the doctor's office, tell me all their business. And then like, they feel like, I'm family now. So, and for me, I don't internalize things that people give me. If you do that, you're never gonna,
yeah.
So like, I just leave everything at the door. My stuff's at the door, their stuff's at the door, unless we're talking together, about something and shared. But it's not going to affect what I'm doing. It's not going to affect what they're doing. So everything's in a flow. They're releasing what they need to release during the workout. Cause that's how I did it. Training, of course, therapy, use a therapist.
Yeah.
But going into the gym, is something different. Especially for me, I work better alone. And the reason why I say this is because I have tried to have workout partners or try to bring friends along. No one was ever consistent talking during the whole workout, because again, people like to release onto me. So when we do get together in the gym, they feel, I don't know, they just feel like compelled to talk going on. And
I feel like talking to you right now. No.
Yeah. So then, I'm listening now.
Yeah.
Go hard anymore in what I'm doing. Then it turns into a session and we're talking instead of working. And I like to get my work in too. So it's more of, okay, I need to go by myself and zone out and focus on what I need to focus on, and then have that at another time. Or, if they want to go, I don't mind.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be, I'm going to go hard session. I know I'm going to have a lot more breaks during this. So I already have it blocked out that I'm not about crazy in here.
Exactly. And I love that. I love that. I'm glad that you shared that with me, because that's something I struggle with. We're the exact same person in that regards. Like, again, that's one of the reasons I do that. I almost feel like it's therapy more than, I tell people this
Yeah.
is like therapy for me. It's like, I feel like I got way more out of it more than the people I'm trying to serve. I'm like, am I doing it for me or am I doing it for them? But but it really, exactly, it's a win-win. And that's exactly why I don't get burnt out, because it
Right.
really helps. It really helps. So I'm glad that you just stated that, because I think that'll help not only me but so many personal trainers that have clients like that. Because I have clients, or I've dealt with people who have depression,
Yes.
anxiety,
Mhm.
all these different things, and I'm like, I ain't studied for this. I'm just like, I'm just trying to help you burn the fat. Like, I'm like, but and shout out to my client. I love when we talk, but I'm just saying, like, it's just, you may need to pay me more. We're gonna talk about all this.
Because it is.
Yeah.
It really is. I've even have clients because I work out of my garage gym.
Wow.
I started in, the gyms, but I wasn't really working for them. And, we're not supposed to be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they would be like, you're doing da 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 da. You need to
Mm-hmm.
apply for a position. No, I'm not trying to work for y'all.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you're
Mm-hmm.
called, okay.
Exactly.
And when COVID hit, I fully moved into the garage gym. And so even I'd have clients, borrowing pots and different, for like, yeah, like just the most, like, so yeah, but it's whatever.
I love that though. I love that you have that relationship, because you even mentioned this, and I think you mentioned this before the recording. You have people that have known you since you were a kid. And that's just crazy. Like, again, I haven't stayed somewhere or known people that long that could, in some sense, resonate back to when I was a kid. But to have people like that train,
Yes.
that
So like,
is. Mm-hmm.
moving back and forth, people always remember me. So I may not have known them consecutive, for all the years, but once you know me, like, you know me. And then I've had them, and I've trained moms and daughters and, people that I was friends with and their moms, or my mom's friends, just, cousins, family members, classmates, strangers, like everything.
I love that. And like you said too, just another tip for the PTs out there: word of mouth. You said
Yes.
word of mouth. You said that's pretty much where you're getting most of your traffic, right?
Yes.
That right there. Can you speak on that? Can you speak on how that started? Maybe the beginning of it, when maybe you saw your first 10 clients and you're like, wow, how did that look?
So I would say Facebook again.
Okay.
So when I first started, I would post some things on social media, and people that are moving in the area would be looking for like trainers in this area. And not a lot of people would pop up in or I'm like one of there's a few Black females that are trainers. But I don't know, everybody's not so out in or on social media like that. So and they'd come, or they would watch me for a while. Like I have a lot of people that they, if they don't know me, they'll watch me for like a year or two. They'll talk to me, or they'll say something to me like, one day I'm gonna come.
Wow.
Or even like people that know of me through other people, they'll watch me and they're like, I'm gonna come one day. Like it is, and they'll really come, but it takes them a long time. And then people that know me, they're like, oh, I'm going.
Wow.
So they'll spread the word. And even people that don't come to me anymore still refer me. Wow. People that, some people weren't able to afford to finish, like, and continue going. But even they'll either hit me up if they're going through something, or if they need help with something, and I'll help them. Or they'll still refer me, like, or they'll nominate me for things. Like right now I'm nominated twice in 2 different things for best personal trainer, and last year, for best. So, you know, I'm like, because I'm not really out there. I'm kind of hidden. So, you know, I meet people or people work with me and they refer me out. And Facebook, there's like a Clarksville chat. Like there's wherever you live, there's like something, you know, they'll have for, and people ask, you know, for trainers. Get people, you know, referring like their trainers or whoever they think is the best. And then my people will get on there and my name will pop up a few times, you know, without me having to get on. I have no knowledge. I'm not even on here trying to look. Trying to look at it or posting my business or nothing, because I don't know. I just don't be.
Yeah, I got you.
They'll post me on there a few times, and then it'll come to my thing that somebody has tagged me in something, and then I'll see it, and then I can put my stuff on there. And I don't go in anybody's messages. I let them, if they want to work with me, they'll click on it. And
wow. So it's all organic. This is all organic. You aren't even, you like you said, you don't even know about the nomination probably. Maybe somebody may tell you.
I did. So after it was sent out, and I was like, oh.
That's me? Yeah. I would have thought it was spam or something, but that's like,
no, my friends, they'll write me on Messenger and like, hey, I nominated you, or hey, I voted for you. And I'm like, what are you voting on?
Wow. But that goes to show how amazing you are, how amazing of a person and how amazing of an impact you put on them. So the fact that they took the time out to not only nominate you, but then to go tell you that they did so. And I've had that even with these interviews. Like I've had certain followers send me pictures of them sitting in bed watching it on YouTube. And I'm like, you know, thank you. You know, I'm like, you know, it's like, you know, it's like, I mean, you know, you got the game on, you know, something else, or you could be watching something, you watch it, little old me, you know, I'm just, and it's just like that feeling that you get of helping that someone, and then them showing you that they're actually feeding on what it is you're providing them is, I get it. That's all I can say is I get, and for everybody else out there who is doing the same thing, I'm sure you get it. So again, I had to highlight you in regards to that. And we haven't even got to the big question. So let's jump there, since we haven't even got to the big question yet. We can talk all day because we are the same people. We're the same people. But let me definitely jump to this big question, because I want to make sure we understand and people can understand what got you here, what got you to this point. Okay, why fitness? Why fitness? What did Mercedes do, or what happened to Mercedes, or what epiphany did Mercedes have that one day made her go, maybe you looked in the mirror and just said, yeah, this ish got to stop. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do better. Maybe you saw something. Maybe it was a current situation you were in. But what made you one day realize, I got to start this journey? I got to start my fitness journey.
It was a snowball effect. So with my first, before, it was just like I got pregnant, of course. And with my son, I gained 65 pounds. I'm only 5 foot. 100 pounds. Roly poly. I was stepping off curves without bending my knee.
You so silly.
Really, I had preeclampsia, and they didn't diagnose me because my blood pressure wasn't as high as others, but I have low blood pressure, so it was high for me. So everything was swollen on me, and I was retaining a lot of water. Like at the end, even my tongue was swollen. Wow. There's a funny thing. I have a picture with my hand on my son's car seat, and I showed my aunt. She was like, "Oh my God, whose foot is on the baby's car?"
I ain't gonna laugh at that, but dog. And
I was like, "Oh my God, it's my hand!" But everything was big. Everything was swollen. Like you wouldn't recognize me.
Wow.
Like that big. But they didn't diagnose me. I ended up in the hospital like 2 weeks after I had my son, for infection. Like it was all bad.
Yeah.
It was rough pregnancies for both of them. But after the weight didn't fall off.
Yeah.
You know, I had cousins that were pregnant with me, and like their weight fell off, and I was like, you know, like I don't want to